what do you think is the takeaway when it comes to the Rittenhouse verdict and the media?
Well, one of the takeaways is that I think the media dropped the ball. Parts of the media dropped the ball on covering this case from the start, because right from the start there were a couple of things that were pretty immediately obvious. One was we knew what Wisconsin self-defense law was, and the other one was there was a lot of video evidence out there in the public domain. And what the video evidence showed was that Rittenhouse was being chased before he fired fatal shots, that he was knocked to the ground, he was attacked before he fired fatal shots. And if you knew Wisconsin self-defense law and you knew sort of the rules around open carry, then you knew he was going to have a strong defense. But what a lot of people did is they took the foolishness of being there, the recklessness of being there in and of itself, a 17-year-old armed with a rifle going to a riot to social unrest. That's ridiculous. 17-year-olds shouldn't be doing that. And they conflated that with all that followed, and that's a big mistake. That's not how juries look at it. Juries look at the law. They compare the law to the facts, and under Wisconsin self-defense law, he had a strong defense, and honestly, it was pretty apparent from the beginning that he had a strong defense.
How much of this is about slogans that were attached early on, like the slogan about crossing state lines, and how much this is about information that didn't come out right away, that only came out at trial, that then changed the picture?
I think trial fleshed it out, but
okay.
there were an awful lot of people who knew the contours of the defense early on. The videos were out there early on, and I think there were media outlets who just did a disservice by not noting that Rittenhouse was running away. This is somebody who was not aggressively approaching people. He was running away. Even under Wisconsin self-defense law, there's some modified versions of a duty to retreat, but he was being pursued by the first person he shot very aggressively. And so these kinds of things were not amplified enough. And so that's one of the reasons why I think the verdict took millions of Americans by surprise on its own terms, separate and apart from the question of should he have been there, which I don't think he should have been there. That you don't give a 17-year-old a rifle and encourage a 17-year-old with a rifle to go to a riot. That is not what you do. But those things were being conflated with the legal elements of the crime itself.
Right, I see what you're saying.